know what I'm saying?
Question.
Yes, sir.
When did the Arab bring this into captivity?
When Islam, where do you think we got Islam from? What do you think? You can't tell me. I'm gonna show you where we got Islam from, okay? Because that's not the black man's religion, all right? They all had us in slavery at one point, all right? The Chinese had us into slavery at one point. You know, the Arabs, we had what? The so-called white men, they all had a hand into our enslavement and destroying the Israelites.
All right, and so it's empowerment in that. When you say that you Islam, what happened now that Kyrie Irving claiming that he Ramadan and Islam? They love him now, right? They embracing him now because they know that he's back to destroy.
Listen, I need somebody. Y'all got the system.
Yeah, man, look, let me give you a flyer right quick.
Please, that's what
All
I stopped
praise,
for.
man.
That's what I stopped for.
All praise, man. How your son doing?
All is well.
All praise, all praise. Hey, so look, yeah, definitely, man.
I'm going to bring my brothers up here, man. They was clowning me last night.
There you go, man.
You know, because they still on that swine, bro.
Yeah, they still on the swine.
They ain't keeping the Sabbath.
Okay.
You know, so
All praise to the
I
Most
seen
High.
y'all. I said, let me come back get some flyers, but I want to bring my brothers up here, man.
Okay, hey, bring them, man. Bring them,
Let
man.
them hear from you.
So you know everything, all our contact and everything is on the back. All right, we keep the Sabbath at this address after 2:30. All right. So you knowing you Israel, I want you to leave with something. So you knowing you Israel, right? All right. Give me Sirach 5 and 7. All right. Cause like a lot of people, cause this is going throughout the whole world. You know, we teach across the whole world, and now our people are starting to wake up to the knowledge, but it got to be some action into that, okay? I'm going to show you something before you leave. Go ahead.
Sirach chapter 5 and verse 7. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord.
It says make no tarrying. It's going to explain it to what that making no tarrying is, all right? Go ahead.
And put not off from day to day.
So we can't put off day to day, because what it is I'm going to tell you something, right? The so-called white man got America set up with what? We thinking about the next dollar, the next bill. You know what I'm saying? And so we put off the commandments. We put off what we're supposed to do as an Israelite. But that's supposed to be on the forefront, okay? Read on.
For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance.
Right, because what? The wrath of the Lord is suddenly coming. You seeing that war that's going on over there? They warned. World War III is about to it's already kicked off. I think we about almost a year into the war already. So it's going to be a war that go on and take place. And what? If they're going to come, and then what? This message is going to grow throughout the whole world to the point where what? They're going to come after us. All right? So you must know what you should do as an Israelite, all right? The keeping of the commandments. Don't put off day to day. Give me Deuteronomy 10 and 12. I'm going to show you something else. Show you something else, my brother. It's very important. That's why the scriptures say the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Because we have that fear of what? What we do is going to be judgment behind that. All right? If you walk away from this message and you put off from day to day, there's judgment behind that. You got to have that understanding of what the Lord's judgment is. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 10 and verse 12.
Yo.
And now, Israel, what do the Lord thy God require of thee?
He's talking to his people. What does the Lord require of the 12 tribes of Israel, the black, Hispanics, and Native Americans? Go ahead.
But to fear the Lord thy God.
To do what?
But to fear the Lord thy God.
We must fear the Lord. The black man in America does not fear the Lord. That's why we can gun each other down. You know what I'm saying? That's why the violence is so high in our community. Because we lost, look, because you know what happened, right? They pushed this image on us, and guess what we thought? Oh, the white man is God. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened to us as a people. But go ahead.
To walk in all his ways.
We must walk in all his ways. Go ahead.
And to love him.
And to love him.
And to serve the Lord thy God.
To do what?
To serve the Lord thy God. With all thy heart and with all thy soul. To keep the commandments of the Lord.
What must we do?
To keep the commandments of the Lord.
We got to keep the commandments. That's foremost. That's why I like what you say, you know. You teaching your brothers, right? They eating the swine. You telling them to put down the swine. You got to teach righteousness.
That's what we already do. Once we come into this understanding we are Israelites, guess what you got to do? You got to wear. We got to see that light on you. Now you got to put on the fringes. You got to keep the Sabbath day holy. You know what I'm saying?
Question for you.
Yes, sir.
When did the Arabs bring us into captivity?
When did the Arabs bring us into captivity? Give me that in Jeremiah 3. I'm going to show you. So I think we got a picture here. So that would be called the sub-Saharan slave trade. All right? So that happened to us in the 1400s, where they came, and the Arabs and the Africans, they sold us into the white man, the Grecians, all right? We're going to get that. We're going to get that in Jeremiah 3, and I'm going to show you that. I think it's in Jordan. Go ahead, y'all. Give me that.
Jeremiah chapter 3 and verse 2.
Bring it out.
Lift up thy eyes unto the high places, and see where thou hast not been lying with. And the ways hast thou sat for them, as the Arabian in the wilderness.
So it says, in the ways thou set for them. So that's when we were forced into Islam, all right? We was forced, that religion was forced on our people. So it said we sat in the wilderness, what? With the who?
With the Arabian in the wilderness.
With the Arabian in the wilderness.
And thou hast polluted the land with thy whoredoms and with thy wickedness.
So my brother asked, what's your name here? What's your name? Terrence. So my brother here asks about when did we go into slavery by the Arabs, all right? So we learning that. That's why you got all our people, they're in that mindset that, you know, Islam is the black man's religion, but the Arabs came and they put us into captivity as well. All right? All right? You say what? Edom? Okay. All right. So give me Psalms 83. Give me Psalms 83. I'm gonna show you. Show you something else. Everybody played a role. All the religions outside of this chart, they all played a role into our enslavement. All right? They all had us in slavery at one point. All right? The Chinese had us into slavery at one point. You know, the Arabs, we had the what? The so-called white men, they all had a hand into our enslavement and destroying the Israelites. And the Bible going to explain that. Go ahead.
The book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse 1. Keep not thy silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God.
Right. Be not still. So this David in the spirit, we are to pray for the destruction of our enemies. The religion from the so-called white man, you know what they done? They taught us to love everybody. They came up with that, what? When we was in slavery, right? They raped our women. They hung us from trees. And they told us what? All you got to do is love. John 3:16, John 3:16. That's all our people know. It's in the whole Bible. All our people know is John 3:16. Because that's a slave mindset. And it's still on our people. Read.
For lo, thy enemies make a tumult.
Thy enemies make a tumult. That's an evil gathering. All right? That's why when you see in the United Nations, when all the European nations is all gathered together at that round table, it's not for our betterment. It's to keep us at the bottom. Go ahead.
And they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
They that what?
That hate thee have lifted up the head.
But I thought everybody loved the black man.
For lo, thy enemies make a tumult. And they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
They that hate thee lifted up the hand. That's why what? When you see all these guns in our community, all the drugs, trust me, we know back then that the CIA put a lot of, you know what I'm saying, in the 80s, we know where that came from. You know what I'm saying? It's always been an agenda to keep the black man from rising up. That's why what is his name? J.H. Hoover. Hoover, what'd he say? You remember what he said? Oh, come on through, man. We was just explaining that, where they learned that from, all right? But look, You remember what he said, right? What J. Hoover say? What was his very famous saying? He said the most, what did he say? He said the unity of the black man is the most dangerous thing on the earth. More dangerous than more dangerous than Al Qaeda and them. He said the unity of the black man, that's the most dangerous thing. That's why when we rise it up as the Israelites, man, they see that.
Right.
And they're gonna come for us for that. Now, Islam. Where do you think we got Islam from? What do you think? Well, you can't tell me. I'm gonna show you where we got Islam from, okay? Because that's not the black man's religion. All right? I'm gonna show you. Give me Deuteronomy 28 and 64.
Figure it out.
I'm gonna show you where we got that from, my brother. All right? Because you are supposed to be an Israelite. You were created to serve God as the 12 tribes of Israel. You came from the mightiest tribe. This your forefather. Your father came from American black, I'm assuming, right? So you would be called from the tribe of Judah, my brother. That's a mighty tribe. You know, when you say you from Judah, the nation's got fear in that. You know that? Because think about it, right? When Kyrie Irving, all he did was post a video. Y'all remember that? When Kyrie Irving posted a video, all he did is put a video on his Twitter account. He didn't make the video. He just put the video on his Twitter account. And what they do? They put him on the bench. They shut down Nike. They took everything from him just for posting a video. So you got to ask yourself, hold on. If they did that to Kyrie Irving and then with who else? Your boy Kanye West. What they do to him when he said he was an Israelite? They called him crazy. They took Adidas away from him. They took him from being a billionaire down. Man, he lost billions of dollars over knowing who he is. All right? So it's empowerment in that. When you say that you Islam, what happened now that Kyrie Irving claiming that he Ramadan and Islam? They love him now, right? They embracing him now because they know that he's back to destroy.
That's
so
right.
I'm going to show you something. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people.
The Lord shall scatter thee. That thee is the 12 tribes of Israel. He's going to scatter us among all people. When did that happen? When did the Lord scatter us? Look at that. Look at that map right there. And look at this. Through the what? Through the transatlantic slave trade, we were scattered across the whole planet Earth. That's why you got Israelites in China. You got Israelites in Europe. You got Israelites in France. You got Israelites everywhere through the Atlantic slave trade. Go ahead.
And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even unto the other.
From the western hemisphere to the eastern.
Read.
And there shall thou serve other gods.
And there, what are we going to do?
Serve other gods.
So once we came on this side of the earth, what did the Israelite, the black and Hispanics do? They served other gods. This is the other god. This is Caesar Borgia. All right? You got the Hispanics. They in the Catholic Church. Who is that? The Pope. They worshiping him. We are serving other gods over here. It didn't say we would come over here and know who our God is. It said you would serve other gods. Read.
There shalt thou serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known.
And our fathers never knew Caesar Borgia. Our fathers never knew Islam. Read.
Even wood and stone.
What will we serve? What? Even what?
Wood and stone.
You know what that wood and stone is? You know what that wood and stone is, my brother? I think we got a picture too. Let's show you what that wood and stone is, my brother. Let me see. Where that stone at? We ain't got it? All right, that wood, the wood is going into the Christian cross.
That's right.
All right, the stone is what? What do they do over there in Mecca?
They kissed that,
The what?
I forget what they call it.
The cobblestone.
Cobblestone.
That's
Say that
right.
again.
There shalt thou serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
Even wood and stone, Christianity and Islam.
That's
Those are the two major religions that the Israelites are in.
Right.
All right? They forced that upon us. All right? That's not the black man's religion. All right? You are an Israelite. Give me Leviticus 26. I'm going to show you that that's a sin. Walk away from that and learn the true knowledge that you're an Israelite. All right? That's where your power is. Read.
Leviticus chapter 26 and verse 1. Ye shall make you no idols, nor graven image, neither will you up a standing image, neither shall ye set up any image of stone.
Any what?
Image of stone.
So that's what the true Muslims, what they do, they go over there, they say, at least one time in your life, you gotta, what? Make a hajj, go around that copper stone and kiss it and bow to it. But the Bible says what?
Neither shall ye set up any image of stone in your land to bow down unto it.
The Bible says don't do it. All right, read.
For I am the Lord your God.
Because the Lord is your God. He's not the God of the Arabs. He's not the God of the so-called white man. He's only your God. Read on.
Ye shall keep my Sabbaths and reverence my sanctuary. I am the Lord. If ye walk in my statutes and keep my commandments and do them.
So you must know what the Sabbath day is and keep the commandments of the Lord thy God. All right? So I'm going to show you. Give me Zephaniah 2:1. Now that you know you is, well, not to worship the damn copper stone, the Arabs religion, all right?
Jeremiah chapter 2 and verse 27. Saying to a rock, I'm saying to a stop, thou art my father.
Saying to a stop, go ahead.
And to a stone.
And to a what?
A stone.
And to a stone, what's that stone? That's that copper stone. It's going into it again. Read.
Thou hast brought me forth, for they have turned their back unto me.
We turned our back unto the Lord thy God and went into religion. All right? Religion. That's not the black man's religion. Read.
And not their face, but in the time of their trouble, they will say, arise and save us.
Right, in the time of trouble, when those nukes drop, that's when we go try to turn back to the Lord. Read.
But where are thy gods?
But he gonna say, where are your gods? Read.
That thou hast made thee, let them arise, if they can save thee in the time of thy trouble, for according to the number of the cities of thy gods, O Judah. Wherefore will ye plead with me? Ye all have transgressed against me, said the Lord.
We have all transgressed, all right? We not over here saying that we holier than thou. We was in your shoes, all right? We once was in religion. You know what I'm saying? We once was hanging out on the corners, smoking the weed, destroying our minds. You know what I'm saying? Whoring out our women. We was once doing that. But what? The Lord put his spirit on us to do what? Rise up and say what? We the Israelites, it's time to put change in there. It's time to go and teach our peoples who they are according to the Bible.
That's right.
All right? And y'all supposed to be on our side and doing the same thing. That's why y'all was created.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is